4-3 it would finish. Eddie Howe's men would hold on. That feels like a pivotal result in the top 4 race there, Craig, for Newcastle.
Yeah, I mean, look at City, vulnerable. Bournemouth, surprise defeat at home to Wolves, albeit they were down to 10 men. Villa might put a run together. Chelsea have lost form and dropped down the table. Forest, you'd imagine it's going to be really hard to hang on to that top 4 or 5 for the Champions League, whatever it is. So you could put up a really good argument for Newcastle getting back in the Champions League. There is no doubt about it, because they're a good side. They got goals in them from the wide areas. They got goals in them up front. But I suppose you could go down to... I would probably go down to Villa, although Chelsea are going to have to pick up the baton again. I don't think Brighton will get in there. They've been too inconsistent. But it is... there's probably, what, Stevie, 6 or 7 that are in that fight?
Absolutely agree with you, down to Villa. Bournemouth just continue to... A bit like Forest, you try and figure out how they're doing it. We saw today with Forest, they collapsed again. Maybe that might continue. But Bournemouth, can Bournemouth really stay there? I'm not so sure. I'm looking at Villa and Newcastle, to be quite honest, in the top 6, along with whoever's there already.
What do you think, Frank?
Yeah, hard to guess. You know, they're so inconsistent. I mean, you see Newcastle having great games and suddenly losing like crazy time against Manchester City. So it's hard to guess, but I want to give a good chance to the Geordies. I think they're capable of going above Manchester City. And I want to give a chance to Nottingham Forest. That would be a very nice story after fighting against relegation last season and now fighting for the Champions League. I mean, there's so much commitment, and the way they play and the way they react. I think he's, I forgot his name. Murillo had a very good chance with the header, and they would have changed the game. They would have more time to come back, and maybe they would have come back. There is a very good team, very interesting team, and they can lose the power that they have, but they come back, they never give up. I want to give a chance because it's only fair for them. I think they are the one at the top who deserve to be in the Champions League spot for me.
I think Newcastle's biggest problem is letting too many goals in. I mean, Dan Burn, I'll give it 100%, a huge big heart, but I'm not a huge fan of him at centre-back. I think he's vulnerable. And they need Pope to get back to his best. He's only just got back in the side. So I think Newcastle's problem isn't going to be scoring goals. It's going to be keeping them up.
Well, the problem is they've got this big game that I mentioned against Liverpool on Wednesday, and it's going to be... If previous games with these teams, particularly years ago, all those 4-3s, you could see... Well, I'm not sure Newcastle are going to get 3, even though they're very good attacking. But again, they're so open and they want to play this entertaining game that, you know, that sort of feeds into the narrative that it's going to suit Liverpool. But yeah, in terms of the top 4, because City have struggled, because Forest are up there and that's unexpected, because Bournemouth are up there, it's unexpected, and Chelsea have slipped away, there is a big opportunity here for Eddie Howe's team to get back in the Champions League and have another bash at that after being in it 2 years ago. Where then, when they were in it, they struggled in the league. No European football this year, so they've got a Carabao Cup final to come up. So there's a lot to look forward to for Newcastle.
Yeah.